Jimmy, our tale of the tape.
Now you look here at the record of Jared Hess, 11-2-1. Bryan Baker, 15-2. Both these guys so hard to finish. You talk about heart, both of these guys have it, but Bryan Baker a little bit taller. Can he keep Jared Hess at bay?
Back we go to Michael Williams.
Bellator Fighting Championships on MTV2 and on Epix in HD, along with Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, now present 3 5-minute rounds, the final fight of the middleweight tournament quarterfinal round. Brought to you by Light Strike. Light Strike brings video game action into the real world live and in color. It's action at the speed of light at lightstrike.com. And now introducing first the red corner. At 6 foot, he weighed in at 185.5 pounds. As a professional, his record 11 wins, 2 losses with 1 draw. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Jared Hess. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner at 6'3", weighing in at 184.25 pounds. His professional record, 15 victories, just 2 defeats. From Victorville, California, he fights out of Denver, Colorado, BRYAN, the Beast Baker. And the referee in charge of the action, Jorge Alonso.
Obey my instructions. Okay, any questions from who's here? Any questions here? We'll come up and bring it on when the bell rings.
One place remains in the semifinal round of Bellator Season 5 middleweight tournament. Vitor Viana, Alexander Shlemenko, and Brian Rogers are through. Either Jared Hess or Bryan Baker will occupy that 4th spot. The bell and round number 1. Our 4th middleweight tournament quarterfinal.
Now Bryan Baker, a 6-inch reach advantage, a 77-inch reach. Will he use that jab?
Jared Hess is in the white trunks. Bryan Baker is in the black trunks. Jorge Alonso is the referee.
Now in his fight against Chris Bell, he won by guillotine, triangle in the first round, but Jared Hess didn't seem to have a lot of confidence in that repaired knee. Will he have it in this fight?
Jared Hess told us that he felt that the winner of this bout would go through and win this tournament. The implication being that he felt he was number 1, Baker number 2. Baker didn't quite agree. He thought he was going to win, but he did not really have the same sort of lofty expectations or acclaim for his opponent, Jared Hess.
That's very true. Jared Hess, man, grinding with that takedown. See the tenacity. Great balance by Bryan Baker, but giving up his back, has 1 hook.
Hess felt that he would have a sizable advantage on the ground in this fight, and indeed he has 1 hook in and is faking rear naked choke. Hess looking for the lightning quick finish in round number 1.
I don't think that arm is deep enough right now. He's trying so hard to get his chin down. Able to get it.
Bryan Baker playing all defense at the moment, defending against that rear naked choke.
He was able to get his chin down, but still in a lot of trouble.
Oh, and that is tight. That is very tight.
And he's putting his hips in. He's putting everything into this choke. Bryan Baker just holding on. Trying so hard to turn, and he's out.
Baker fights his way free of that tight rear naked choke.
Man, that was close. Thought for a second that Bryan Baker was gonna go out. Able to turn, and he has another shot. You keep fighting against Jared Hess, man.
The elevator doors may have been closing on Bryan Baker, but he fought through it.
Now, he certainly did.
Front headlock now held by Baker. Baker said the key to victory was to keep punching Hess, that he felt that Hess really folded when he was punched and punched hard.
Baker here, though, weathering the storm in this first round. I don't know if he expected this kind of aggression from Jared Hess.
Hess trying to somersault his way out, but is stuck now against the base of the cage and taking punishment.
Might have been rolling for a knee bar. Looks like he's still gonna go for it, but he just got caught midway. Good crossface by Bryan Baker. Now Bryan Baker trying to get his back.
Baker thinking rear naked choke. Excellent start to this 4th Bellator Season 5 middleweight tournament quarterfinal. The winner through this semifinal round, remember, the winner of this tournament receives a check for $100,000, and more importantly, a title shot versus Bellator's 185-pound world champion Hector Lombard.
Hess seems very gassed, very wobbly on his legs.
Lombard in attendance tonight.
He's throwing very loopy punches.
Lombard has told us he really likes Jared Hess and really dislikes Brian Baker.
Man, he seems really wobbly. I don't know if the knee might be bothering him. You see Brian Baker here trying to lock up the Anaconda.
Rolling for the Anaconda choke is Brian Baker.
Now turning it in kind of a modified guillotine, though. Got to roll through on the Anaconda. It's a little bit different.
Hess early in round number one looked for the rear naked choke submission finish. Now Baker looking for his own submission finish with the Anaconda, but can't get it.
Can't get it yet. He can still roll through. He needs to roll through to his left side. Get that arm across. Now he's trying to step over. It's getting a lot tighter.
Hess trying to turn, trying the cage walk. Final minute of round number one. Baker committed to this choke.
He lost it. Well, a wild first round, but Jared Hess on top. That's where he wants to be.
The choke not tight, but Hess still, Jimmy, unable to pop his head free. Hess now letting go with right hands, unfettered into the face of Brian Baker.
Brian Baker's got to let go of the head in order to get out.
Hess in the north-south. Then to turn to side control. Closing seconds now of round number one. Back and forth we go.
Baker going for the switch, able to get back to his feet. Beautiful job.
Hess may look for a suplex here, lost the position. Hess missing with the right hand. The double leg shot, nice effective sprawl.
Baker's now going for the choke once again. Tight this time, he's got it.
Final seconds of round number one. Can Baker finish? There's the bell, the end of the round. He cannot finish.
You see Hess putting his thumbs up saying, I'm fine.
Fantastic round one.
Let's take a look at the replay for the rear naked choke. It was incredibly tight, but able to turn his way out. Man, his wife must be elated. You see there a look of concern on her face, and she explodes as her husband gets out of a very tight spot. Gotta wonder, Jared Hess very wobbly. Is his knee okay?
Heading into round number two, and we are in round number two. Our final middleweight tournament quarterfinal round fight.
You see at the beginning of the round, his knee wobbled a little bit.
Three judges scoring cage side for the state of Florida for Bellator 50. Jimmy, on your unofficial scorecard.
Very close first round. I give it to Jared Hess. Based on his control, his positioning, of course, Brian Baker going for some nice submission attempts. But slight edge to Jared Hess in that first round, but very close.
Good inside kick there by Baker. Hess on the single leg shot. Good sprawl from Baker.
Man, Hess just diving for that takedown. Brian Baker likes this front headlock position, though. Went for the Anaconda before. He has a lot of confidence in his ability from this front headlock position.
Both fighters in round one on the verge of victory and then on the verge of defeat.
Wow, great. It's called the Kelly in wrestling. Great job coming out underneath the arm of Brian Baker. Brian Baker now looking for guard. Now it's Jared Hess with the front headlock.
That takes technique and explosion. Good spin to the back there by Jared Hess. Hess again looking for the choke.
Oh, good takedown by Brian Baker.
Fantastic fight.
Now Brian Baker, a high school wrestler. Oh, now he's in. He can switch me, go to the triangle. Looks like he's going for the omoplata now. Now stepping over, turning it into an armbar.
Baker thinking belly down armbar now on Jared Hess.
Yeah, very hard to finish, though, in the position he's in.
Couldn't find it. Look at the turn and the movement on the mat from both fighters. Front headlock position again held by Brian Baker.
As I was saying, Brian Baker, a high school wrestler, never at the level of a guy like Jared Hess, but still knows what he's doing as an excellent takedown.
It's the side headlock position there held by Jared Hess.
There's a lot of awkward, unorthodox positions in this fight. Both guys scrambling a lot.
Now Baker getting one hook in and trying to get the back.
Problem is he is very high. Very hard to stay on in this position, especially with just one hook.
He's trying to somersault his way out of that. Two rights to the body, make it three, thrown by Bryan Baker.
Can't see what he's locking up with his arms. Don't think he's in a rear naked choke position quite yet.
One hook still in for Bryan Baker. So he has something that obviously you do at a high level of wrestling, trying to plant post on his head.
Definitely.
Once again, trying to somersault his way out of a bad position into a good position, but he can't do it.
Baker needs to get that right hook in.
Good
Good job by Bryan Baker. Staying on top. Thought he was a little high in the beginning, but settled down a little bit.
Baker still with one hook in, holding this top position. Sneaky left hand there under the arm.
Now, Jared Hess seems very fatigued. I was surprised in that first round. He looked very wobbly on his feet. Doesn't seem like he has a lot of gas. Certainly not exploding out of this position like I would expect.
More left hands thrown by Baker.
Now taking both hooks out. He's in a good position to strike now is Bryan Baker.
Baker holding the waist cinch. Hess back to his feet.
And they are right in front of us. Bryan Baker staying very patient, not going crazy for any strikes.
Big knees to the body by Baker. Good turn by Hess.
And Hess seems very tired.
Hess missing with that wide, wild right hand. Baker was wearing a Muhammad Ali t-shirt on Thursday. He said, I want to emulate
Oh, good uppercut by Baker.
hand speed and foot movement.
Has a body lock now. Great takedown by Bryan Baker into the full mount.
Just bullying down Hess's Bryan Baker.
Oh, good left hand.
Hess covering up in the closing seconds of round two. Baker went for the finish in the closing seconds of round one. Dominant position now by Bryan Baker.
That's been the story of this second round. Bryan Baker, good position, excellent positioning, good pressure.
Baker still in a top position, a dominant position. Hammer fist to the body of Jared Hess.
Let go, let go, let go.
10 minutes up, 10 minutes down. A very entertaining fight thus far, Jimmy.
Very entertaining, very back and forth.
With this, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we go.
Heading into our third and final round. The final round of the quarterfinal round of Bellator Season 5 middleweight tournament. Season 1 runner-up Jared Hess versus Season 2 runner-up Bryan Baker here in Season 5, round number 3. And Jimmy, on your scorecard.
I have it all tied up, 19 apiece. I agree with Jared Hess's corner. They said you got to win this round. I agree.
Hess landing a wide left hand. Jared Hess is in the white trunks. Bryan Baker is in the black trunks.
Bryan Baker having success again with that body lock.
Baker again saying to us, Jimmy, the key to beating Jared Hess is to punch him. He feels that Hess just folds when he's punched. He loses his game.
It's funny, but he controlled that second round with his grappling. Just like this, his ability to stay on top. Jared Hess, man, has just looked out of gas since the first round, and he's not the kind of fighter that does well without a big gas tank. He's a grinder, he's explosive, hard to do that when you're tired.
And remember, Hess told us he felt he had a sizable advantage versus Baker on the ground.
That has not been the case. I think the ground has really belonged, other than that rear naked choke, it's belonged a lot more to Bryan Baker, especially since the second round.
Hess trying to posture up. Baker getting a hook in.
You see Hess defending on the right side, trying to keep his knee tight. Trying not to let Bryan Baker get that right hook in.
Watch the back of the head, Bryan.
Baker looking to throw the left hand to the side of the head. Sneaky little knee there from Bryan Baker. More left hands under the arm.
Also that 6-inch reach advantage. He can really fit that arm in there.
Big hammer fist.
Do a lot of damage from underneath.
Go right down there?
Yeah.
More left hands from Brian Baker.
And Jared Hess just hasn't had an answer from this position. I think he's just too fatigued to explode the way you would expect. Oh, now both hooks in. Can he flatten Jared Hess out and finish him?
Baker very sticky in the back mount with both hooks in on Jared Hess.
Remember, his only 2 losses have been in Bellator, and they've been through doctor stoppage. He's never been finished in a fight by anyone but the doctor.
Hess flattened out, trying to get back to his knees.
Get out of there!
Unfettered shots from Brian Baker from the top. Hess just covering up.
Oh, good right hand.
Big right hands from Baker. Hess trying to move.
He's opened up a cut on his right eye. Oh, man. His hooks are in. His hips, he has him flat. Can he do enough to finish? But right now, Jared Hess is doing enough, trying to move, but referee taking a very close look at it, Sean.
Deep into the 3rd and final round of this 4th middleweight tournament quarterfinal. Jared Hess versus Brian Baker for the last place in the semifinal round. More big shots from the top from Brian Baker.
That's it.
Referee
TKO
steps in.
stoppage, the win. Jorge Alonso sees enough, and Brian Baker is through to the final 4.
The first time Jared Hess has been stopped by anyone but the doctor. First TKO loss. He looks very, very disappointed. But a great performance by Brian Baker. Just could not find his way out of that position. I didn't think he hit any huge bombs, but you see here, not going anywhere. Great hip pressure by Brian Baker. Lefts and rights, Jared Hess trying to defend. Good right hands there toward the end. We could see right into his position, and those right hands were landing flush right to his face. Trying to sit up and out. And see, here is the end. Referee steps in. Good stoppage.
The end comes at 2 minutes, 52 seconds of round 3. A TKO win for Brian Baker. When we return, Jimmy Smith will speak to the victor, Brian Baker. You are watching Bellator. Season 2 middleweight tournament runner-up Brian Baker is now through to the semifinal round of this middleweight tournament in Bellator's 5th season. He is victorious, and we send it back to Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2:52 into round number 3. Referee Jorge Alonso calls off this fight due to strikes. The winner by TKO, now the 4th semifinalist in the middleweight tournament, Brian "The Beast" Baker.
He has overcome leukemia. Brian Baker now 16-2 in his pro MMA career. More importantly, he is in 100% remission from leukemia. Jimmy Smith is with Brian Baker.
I'm here with your winner, Brian "The Beast" Baker. Brian, you said you would have to take it to Jared Hess, really break him. Looks like that's what you did. First time he's ever been stopped by anyone but the doctor.
Hey, that's what I came in to do. First off, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Second, hi Mom, love you. Sorry you couldn't make it. I'd like to thank my wife. This fight was for her and my team, Coach Thomas, Denny, Team Wildman, everybody at MMA Premier Fitness came in and stopped.
Now, you are the last semifinalist. Anyone you're looking forward to taking on in the semifinal round? I know you want a shot at Hector Lombard. That's your ultimate goal.
That's my ultimate goal. I'm looking to get my revenge match against Flamenco as well, so bring it on.
All right, we'll see if that one works out. Have to talk to Bjorn and see what happens, but congratulations, you're into the semifinals.